So we're all in a comfortable seated position, so go ahead and let your eyes close. Let your spine be nice and long. If you would like, you can let your feet come out in front of you. However you can sit comfortably. There's no wrong way to find a nice long spine, so however that nice long spine is, just make yourself comfortable. Tuck the chin slightly. And just like how I was talking a moment ago, noticing everything that's around us. We have a wonderful new student joining us, which is great. And so just noticing that and not worrying about, oh, we had a little sound, we have this wonderful new energy joining us, just breathing that in and coming back into that present moment. For our wonderful new friend joining us, just come and take a few breaths with us. And notice what thoughts are coming in, what distractions, and see if you can not label them as positive or negative, but just sensations. Whatever those thoughts and feelings are, inhale them all in through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. And then open the mouth, let them all out. Take a huge inhale in through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. See how it feels to have these sensations in the body, the sensations in the mind. And then open the mouth and let it out. One more time, take a huge inhale in through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Notice any of these other little thoughts, sipping a little more air in through the mouth. Open the mouth, let it out. Take a deep inhale in through the nose for 3, 2, 1. Slow exhale out the nose. 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale in. 3, 2, 1. Slow exhale out. 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale in. Reach the crown of the head a little bit higher. Tuck the chin, long through the spine. Exhale, keep that length, but relax the shoulders, knees, and hips. Take a deep inhale in. Let your belly fill up. Let the diaphragm fill up. Slow exhale out. Push the belly button back towards your spine. Push out a little extra air. One more time. Huge inhale in, down into your root, into your belly. Exhale, push the belly button back. Exhale out a little extra air. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together. Exhale them down in between the eyes. May your practice cultivate enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the mouth. May your practice cultivate enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the heart. May all of your practices cultivate an enlightened heart. Place your hands down on your shins. You can change the crossing of your legs if you would like, just to even out the body, especially if one of your feet is starting to fall asleep. And then take an inhale in, spill the belly out, shine the heart up, roll the shoulders back. And then exhale in reverse, center of the back, far back behind you. Really exhale it all out. Inhale coming all the way forward. And then exhale, heading all the way back, starting to feel all of the sensations through your spine with your breath, waking it up. Inhale, coming all the way forward. Exhale, heading all the way back. Inhale forward one more time. So as you exhale, pick a direction and start to roll the entire body as you exhale back. Inhale, heading all the way forward. There's no wrong way to do this, so you can let your head be involved, let your shoulders be involved, your neck, your chest, your hips, whatever it might be. Just connect it to your breath. So keep the inhale forward and the exhale as you head back. We're just waking up the spine, waking up the spinal fluid, waking up the breath, waking up the breath, movement, connection. And then as you're ready, take this in the opposite direction. Still finding the long inhales and long exhales and noticing what thoughts have come up. Notice where your focus is. Notice your breath. Are you still in this moment right now, or has your mind pulled you to a projected future, or is it pulling you into past thoughts or worries? Then let the spine come back to neutral. Sit nice and tall. Still, see if you can feel that little tiny movement through the spine, feeling the pump of the spinal fluid from your sacrum to your skull. We have a pump on each side of our spine that pumps the fluid of our spine up and down. See if as you breathe a little deeper, you can feel that transition moving up and down the spine. And then make your way to downward facing dog. Hands shoulder distance apart. Really spread the fingers, feet hip distance apart. Pull the core in and up. Be sure the low ribs are pulling in. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Put a little bend in the knees, a little bend in the elbows. Really feel long through the spine. And then on an inhale, come forward to plank. Take a few deep breaths. Try and get the center of the back high so don't collapse into the low back. Keep the quads engaged, shoulders rolling back, same deep breaths. See if you can find the same long inhales and long exhales that you had when you were seated comfortably. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Really press down to the tips of the fingers and the thumb. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, coming up to the balls of the feet. Turn the gaze forward. Walk to the front of the mat. Let the feet be hip distance apart. The second toe lined up with the ankle, knee, and hip on each side. Clasp opposite elbows if you would like. Put a little bend in the knees. You can shake the head, yes and no. Feel it nice and heavy. And same deep breath. Still find those long inhales, long exhales. And bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, coming halfway up. Tuck the chin, feeling long. Exhale, releasing down, pulling against the backs of the legs. Release a little deeper. Inhale, halfway up. Connect it with the breath. Exhale, releasing down a little deeper. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release a little deeper. Put a little bend in the knees. Inhale, rolling all the way up. Let the head be the last thing to come up. Keep that inhale going. Sip in a little more air in through the mouth. Reach the fingers out now. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close the eyes. Press the hands toward each other. Feel that widening through the shoulders. Feel the feet pulling toward each other. Little bend in the knees, tucking the pelvis slightly. Reach the crown of the head nice and high. Pull the sternum in and up. And then forget everything I just said and take a few deep breaths. Down into the belly, just feeling yourself standing, feeling that foundation. And just notice what thoughts are coming up. Notice if part of you is wondering, are we going to start moving anytime soon? Thought we were going to be doing more yoga and movement. The breath is yoga. That connection is yoga. We'll move into some more challenging things, don't worry, but see if you can still find that same presence and awareness even in these simple things. When we can learn to bring the same amount of presence that is required for the complicated poses into these simple poses, we'll start to find that the complicated poses are easier and easier. That our presence in those poses becomes easier. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, lead with the heart, head down to the toes. Inhale, halfway up, tuck the chin, feeling long. Exhale, releasing down, plant the hands, bend the knees, stepping back to plank. Take an inhale in, spread the fingers. Exhale down, chaturanga. Exhale all the way down to the earth. Untuck the toes, lift the hands, just using your low back, come into a nice little cobra. So see if you can release your glutes, press down with the tops of your feet. Notice if there's a pinching in your neck, you're trying to look up, you can tuck your chin slightly, same deep breaths. I know that low back is getting tired, see if you can just lengthen a little bit more. And then gently place the hands down. Keep pressing down with the tops of the feet, still using your low back muscles. You can use your arms this time and inhale up for a nice little cobra. Roll the shoulders back. Same deep breaths. And releasing down. Bring your hands back towards your ribs. Tuck your toes. Engage your core. Pull your elbows in. Then inhale up for plank. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming up to the balls of the feet. Turn the gaze forward. Walk to the front of the mat. Exhale down, forward fold. Inhale, coming halfway up. Exhale, release a little deeper. Inhale, rolling up one vertebra at a time. Reach the arms out and up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lead with the heart. Stay long through the spine. Inhale, coming halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping back to plank. Take an inhale in and plank. Exhale down, chaturanga, shoulders way out, spread the fingers. Inhale through and up, your back bend of choice. Keep that core engaged. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming up to the balls of the feet. Turn the gaze forward, walk to the front of the mat. Release down, forward fold, exhale it out. This time as you inhale, bend really deep into your knees. Keep the knees at hip distance apart. Reach the fingers up, Utkatasana. You can bring your hands to your hips if you're really feeling like you're using the low back. See if you can get the chest a little higher. Transfer the weight even more towards your heels. It's going to kind of feel like you're falling backward a little bit. Find those same deep breaths. Lift your toes, and then that's going to lift your arches. Long inhales, long exhales. Very nice. Bring the hands to heart center. Right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Notice if the knees start to come out of alignment. Find those same deep breaths. Bend a little deeper into the knees. Open that left shoulder a little bit more. Long inhales and long exhales. As a teacher, a lot of what I do in my work of being present is to narrate my own thoughts. And then to narrate what I see. So I might look out and see somebody's face that's working really hard. So I might say something like, so relax your jaw. Coming back through center on an inhale through nice chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart center, left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. And then I might go internally and start to go, okay, my thighs are pretty much on fire. They're definitely working right now. So then I might encourage you to find a little deeper breath, to maybe bend the knees a little bit more and go into that burn, to open the right shoulder a little bit more. How can we challenge the body to the point that we become so present that we can be aware of nothing else? Inhale, coming back, chair pose. And then exhale, lead with the heart. Release down. Inhale, coming halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back with the left foot. Keep the right foot forward. Be sure that the second toe, ankle, knee, and hip is still lined up on each side, so you might take the stance a little wider on your mat than usual. Try and pull that left hip forward and the right hip back. Same deep breaths. Try and take some of the weight out of your hands. Start to let it transfer just to your feet. Very nice. Can you still find that inhale in for 3, exhale out for 3? Put a little bend in that back knee. Bring your hands to your hips and find your way up. So keep that little bend in your back knee. Pull that left hip a little farther forward. Pull back on the right heel. And breathe. Very nice. Notice if the tension's coming up into your shoulders. Try and relax. Lengthen through the crown of the head a little bit more. Very nice. One more inhale in. Exhale, reach the fingertips out in front of your toes. Take the weight forward and up. Keep that left hip right next to the right. Flex the left toes. Take an inhale in. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Be sure the right knee tracks right out over the toes. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Inhale, straighten one more time. Go ahead and try and get that left heel as high as you can, standing splits for just a moment. And then reach that left heel back, bend into the right knee, place the left foot all the way back behind you. Inhale up, crescent pose. Same deep breaths. This time we're going to straighten that back leg. Notice if we're dumping into the core and finding that arch. See if you can pull the core in. Reach the fingertips up, same deep breaths. Notice if we're reaching up and try and pull the chin down. Lengthen through the spine instead of with the front of the body. Same deep breaths. Keep pulling back on the right heel. Very nice. One more inhale in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Push down with that right hand. Try and get your right knee as close to your left armpit as you can. If you need to, you can place that back knee down if you need a little break. So notice if you're not connected to that same breath. So notice if you're not finding that long inhale and long exhale, and place that back knee down. And find that inhale in for 3. Exhale out for 3. Open your arms or bind if it's in your practice. And be here for just 3 more breaths. Try and take that long inhale in. Long exhale out. Down into that tight, twisted diaphragm. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. One more time. Breathe it in. And then exhale. Place the hands down slowly. Make a little pillow with the left side of the mat. Get into that left thigh just a little bit. You can reach back with the right hand, or the left is a little easier, so you can sink the hips forward and really feel that release through the front of that left quadricep. Nice. Deep breaths. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Very nice. And gently release that left foot. Bring both hands to either side of the front foot. Take an inhale in. Exhale, bring that right hip back. Flex the right toes. Crown of the head down. Walk the hands forward as you inhale, coming forward. And then exhale, heading back. Inhale, heading forward. And exhale, heading back. Inhale forward one more time. Tuck the toes, let your mat unroll. Place the hands down, send that right foot back and up. Release that right hip however you would like. Place it down next to the left. Come into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, coming up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, walking forward, forward fold. And let's just take a moment and forward fold. You could bend one knee and then the other. Notice if that right hip feels a little different than the left. We've done a lot of work on that right hip. And just notice those little subtle differences. Not judging it as good or bad, but just noticing. In that same way, when we start to notice these little differences, we become more present in this moment. We work on the power of being present, letting go of where we're going, letting go of where we've been, and just being. Inhale, coming halfway up. This time as you exhale, reach the fingertips straight out. Inhale, lengthen, transfer the weight more towards your heels. Exhale, release down. Pull against the backs of the legs. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release down a little deeper. One more time. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend into the knees, place the hands down, send that right foot all the way back. Gonna come over to the left side, so be sure that you have that nice firm foundation here. A little bit of space between the left and right side of your body with your feet. Start to pull the feet in toward each other. Feel that strength in the foundation of your hips. Don't just sink too far in. Feel that nice firm foundation. Pull the core in, bring the hands to your hips, a little bend in that back knee. And same deep breaths. Relax the shoulders. Find a focal point, or if you would like, you can close your eyes and just go into the sensations of the body. Where does the mind keep trying to take me? Is the mind trying to tell me I need to be working harder? I should be doing something else? Or is the mind telling me this is really hard? Why did I come to yoga this morning? And then breathe a little deeper. And whatever those sensations are, just watch them. Yeah, let it out if you need to. Let it in if you need to. Fall over if you need to. Put a back knee down if you need to. It doesn't matter what you do. It just matters how you do it. So do it with your breath. One more inhale in. Exhale, reach the fingertips out. Take the weight forward and up. Take an inhale in. Exhale, bend into that left knee. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, bend and flow. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten one more time. This time get that right heel as high as you can. Standing splits. Take a breath. And then bend deeply into that right knee. Send the left toes all the way back. When you feel stable here, find your way up crescent pose. I know those hips are tired. I know the breath is tired. If you need to, you can bring your hands to your hips. If you need to, you can place that back knee down. Listen to your body. Listen to your breath. I mean, who am I? I'm just some weird guy in a warehouse in the arts district. Your body will always be a better teacher than I am. So listen to that breath. You have the teacher inside of you. It's not me. I'm just here pushing your nervous system into all of these strange places so that you can become more and more present in yourself. Whatever that means for you. Whatever this moment is for you. And if you just have no idea what to do, then just breathe a little deeper. And bring your hands to heart center. Take the right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Remember that back knee is there for you if you need it. Very nice. Whatever variation you had on the other side. And then just notice what's happened to your thoughts. Notice what's happened to your focus. Is that left hip so on fire that all you want to do is run away from it? And just sit with that desire of, yeah, that left hip is really on fire. All right. What do I want to do about it? Do I want to breathe through it? Do I want to maybe put that right hand down and take a moment to breathe? Or challenge myself a little more? And then slowly unwind. Make a pillow with the right side of the mat. Place the right knee down. Reach back, either hand. Bend that right knee, sink. Feel that nice release through that right quadricep. After all that work, lengthen through the crown of the head. Very nice. Take one more inhale in. And exhale, just let it out. Inhale, press down with the top of that right foot. Exhale, start to straighten the right leg, walk the hands back as you flex the left toes, crown of the head down. Inhale, walking forward, press down with the top of the right foot, sink into that left hip. Exhale, walking all the way back, flex the toes, crown of the head down. Inhale, heading all the way forward. And then exhale, heading back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. I don't know about you, but that hip's pretty tired, so I say we inhale forward one more time, place the hands down, tuck the right toes, gently send that left foot back and up. Release that hip. And then come into a nice downward facing dog. And then place the knees down nice and wide, bring the big toes together, reach the fingertips long, hips down, and come into child's pose. Should be really nice on those hips after all that work. And then let your focus come into this complete release. So just as much focus and effort as you were putting into these poses that were so challenging, I want you to put that much effort into its equal and opposite, to completely and totally release. Feel every part of your body and notice if there's any part of the body that's holding resistance or tension, and bring so much focus and awareness and consciousness into the body that you're able to find any of those little pockets of resistance and let them release. If you just can't seem to feel any more pockets of resistance, then find a deeper breath. See if you can bring the focus into a long inhale and a long exhale. And then find your way up to a nice tabletop. Hands shoulder distance apart underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers, wrist creases toward the front of the mat. Let your knees be a little bit behind your hips. Press down with the tops of your feet. And take an inhale in, drop the belly, lift the heart. And then exhale in reverse. Core engaged, center of the back high. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Take a few cat and cows at the pace of your breath. And even though we're doing such a simple movement, see if you can still bring just as much presence, just as much focus, just as much awareness into everything that's happening into the body. And then use your mind, use your memory of what it felt like when we were doing a seated cat and cow at the beginning of our practice. And just notice the difference between the seated cat and cow and the tabletop cat and cow. Is there a little more space for the hips? A little more fluidity in the spine? And just like we did when we were seated, pick a direction and just start to roll the body. Still connecting it to the breath, finding that full inhale as you come forward, full exhale as you head back. Again, there's no wrong way to do this. So you can let your head, your neck, your shoulders, your toes, your knees, your elbows get involved. We're just finding new ways to move the body. Yoga is this opportunity to repattern the nervous system. We tend to move in very habitual ways. We only have a couple of ways that we move. It's usually pretty laterally, and as we send those signals through our body, it becomes easier and easier for our body to do the same thing over and over again. Find your way the opposite direction, whatever opposite direction means to you right now. And so when we're sending these signals through our nervous system, they actually pave our nervous system, so it becomes easier and easier for our mind to send the same synapses through our nervous system. And oftentimes those habits are not good habits. We accidentally end up teaching the body a bad habit. So this time that we spend on our mats is an opportunity to explore, to look at our nervous system and go, is that a habit that I want to keep? Do I want to create a new habit? Do I want to create more space? Do I want to create more strength, more stability, more flexibility, more mobility? And then slowly allow the movement to come back to neutral. Find a nice, strong tabletop. Tuck your toes. Really spread the fingers. Feel like your thumbs are reaching toward each other. See if you can engage your pectorals. And really engaging your core, lift your knees just an inch up off the earth. Notice if in doing this, the low back starts to collapse. Pull the core in and up. Really let the center of the back be the highest thing. Let the core be nice and engaged. Same deep breaths. Nice. Then straighten the legs, come into plank. And the arms are getting a little bit tired, but just bring the feet together back behind you. On an inhale, roll onto the outside of the right foot. Reach the left fingers up. You can place the right knee down if you need to. Same deep breaths. Try and press that right shoulder down away from your ear. Reach the left fingers a little bit higher. Long inhales, long exhales. Feel that little shake and wobble. And then take one more inhale in. Exhale, coming back through center, staying here. Exhale all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, coming up. Roll onto the outside of the left foot, right fingers up. Place the left knee down if you need to. Same deep breaths. Trying to stack that right shoulder right on top of the left. Really spread the fingers on the left hand, spread the fingers on the right. Long inhales, long exhales. I know there's a lot happening in your body. See if you can bring your focus into your breath. Let your body do what it's going to do. Let your nervous system do what it's going to do, and breathe a little deeper. One more inhale in. Exhale, coming back through center. This time exhale all the way down to your mat. Take the right arm out to the right side, lined up with the right shoulder. Put a little bend in the right elbow. Bend the left knee. Send that left heel up and over. Be sure that you're not locking out the right elbow. Feel that opening through the right shoulder. You can take the left fingers up and back if you would like, or you can keep using them to press down on the earth to open a little bit more. Notice if there is any space between your right palm and the earth, and try and press that whole right palm down by bending the right elbow a little more. Take a few deep breaths. Feel that opening in the shoulder, opening in the breath. See if you can still feel the breath down below your ribs, down into your diaphragm. Feel everything that's happening in your body and be present with it. Don't worry about trying to change it. Don't worry about, oh, am I doing it right? And just breathe with it. Very nice. One more inhale in. Exhale, slowly unwind. Be nice to that shoulder. And then take that right palm up at a 45-degree angle. Place it down. And then one more time, bend that left knee, send it up and over. This is going to open up down through the pectorals as well. We probably won't be able to open up quite as much as we were when the arm was out in a T. Just feel where it is. Feel that length, especially through the pinky. And then gently unwind. Make a little pillow with your hands. And turn one cheek down. And just take a few deep breaths. Really feel your diaphragm pressing down into the mat underneath you. Notice if you can still find that long inhale in, that long exhale out. Notice what thoughts start to come in. Notice your surroundings. Whatever they are, inhale them in. Exhale, let it go. Very nice. Take the left arm straight out to the left side, lined up with that left shoulder. Place that whole palm down on the earth. Bend the right knee, right hand under the right shoulder. Send the right heel up and over. Keep that whole left palm pressing down. Reach the right fingertips back if you would like. Or keep them down on the earth to keep that right shoulder opening. Find those same deep breaths. Notice any thoughts. Where are they trying to take you? Just come back to a little deeper breath. Gently unwind. Reach the left fingers up a little higher at a 45-degree angle. Bend that right knee one more time. And just feel that nice opening down through the chest. Deep breaths. And gently unwind. Bring the hands underneath your ribs. Pull the elbows in. Spread the fingers. Tuck the toes. Inhale up for plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, coming up to the balls of the feet. Turn the gaze forward. Walk to the front of the mat. Release down in a forward fold. Notice if there's just a little more space than there was a little while ago. Let the head be really heavy. Heel toe the feet out to the edges of your mat. Put a nice deep bend in your knees. Let your heart sink down. Interlace the hands behind your back. Pinkies down toward the earth. Really let the shoulders go. And then straighten the legs as much as you can. Same deep breath. Head really heavy. Really feel that space in between your shoulder blades getting longer and longer. Deep breaths. And then releasing the hands down. Bend into the right knee. Send that left foot all the way back. Bring that right foot toward the center of your mat. Place the left heel down. Find your way up, warrior two. So really pull the feet in toward each other. And notice if that left hip is trying to find its way forward, it's going to lift those back toes. So try and press down with that back pinky toe, pulling the hips underneath you. Pull the feet in toward each other. Engage the core. Now if you're bending down into that front knee, and the whole body starts to shake and quiver, then maybe straighten that leg a little bit more. Just find your edge. Notice if the shoulders are relaxed, if the chin is tucked, the spine is long. Turn the gaze toward that front middle finger, or you can close your eyes. Just feel what's happening in your body, feel what's happening with your breath. Notice your focus. Notice the thoughts. Right elbow, right thigh, reach that left arm up and over. Same deep breaths. And then on an inhale, let's head back to Peaceful Warrior. Try to not put too much weight in that left hand. Keep that right knee bent. And then exhale, right elbow, right thigh. Keep that right knee reaching out. But don't let it collapse in. Inhale, heading back. Exhale, right elbow, right thigh. Inhale, heading back. Exhale one more time. Extended side angle, whatever variation you would like. You can keep the elbow on the thigh. Hand down to the inside of that foot. Bind if it's in your practice. Same deep breaths. And stop anywhere along the way. Long inhales, long exhales. Listen to your body. Listen to your breath. If you need to take a little break, straighten that front leg. Or just breathe through it. Breathe with it. Breathe in it. Breathe through it. Just breathe. And make your way up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Reach with those right fingers. Keep that left hip back. Tuck the right hip under. Place the right fingertips down. And place it on the shin, floor. Wherever you are, feel nice and long through the spine. So notice if there's a big curve in the spine, reach it back up. Same deep breaths. If those left fingertips are falling asleep, you can bring the left fingers to the left hip. Deep breaths. Now listening to your body, really listening, decide if you want to stay here or float up to Ardha Chandrasana. So you can bend into that right knee, left hand to your hip, take the weight forward and up. The balancing posture is just a little too much right now. And just spend a little time in triangle pose. One is a balance, and one just builds strength and flexibility. One isn't better or worse than the other. Just two options. Same deep breaths. And everyone slowly, gently find your way back. Warrior two. Straighten that front leg, turn the right toes in. Lead with the heart, head down. Nice Pajarita Padottanasana. Wide-legged forward fold. Clasp opposite elbows if you would like. Transfer the weight a little more toward the balls of your feet. If you have a Shirsasana practice and you'd like to come into that now, feel free to do so. If you don't know what that is, then don't worry about it. Just take a few deep breaths. Really feel that release. This is a nice restorative pose. Really feel the length through the crown of the head. Then walk over toward your left toes. Turn the left toes out. Find your way up, warrior two on the left side. Same deep breaths, still pulling the hips underneath you, engaging the core, relaxing the shoulders. You know where we're heading on this side, so really see if you can forget about where we're going, forget about where we've been, and just find a little deeper breath. And then notice if there is a part of the body that you're not focused on. Is there a part of the body that's just there? Maybe it's your right ribs. Maybe it's your right pinky toe or left pinky toe. Take an inhale in. Exhale, left elbow, left thigh. Inhale, head back, peaceful warrior. We're almost there. Just breathing. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, peaceful warrior. One more time, extended side angle. Spend a little time here. Whatever variation you had on the other side. Long inhales, long exhales. Focusing in on the body. Notice if that left knee starts to collapse in, pull it back out. Keep the core engaged, lengthening through the right fingertips. Notice the thoughts, notice the focus, the breath. And inhale, come up, warrior two. Straighten the left leg, reach with the left fingers. And come out, triangle pose. Keep the feet pulling in toward each other. Keep that foundation. And maybe let the corners of your mouth head up towards your ears. Breathe. Decide if you'd like to make your way to Ardha Chandrasana, right hand to the hip. Bend into the left knee, weight slowly forward and up. Or you can stay right here in triangle pose. Deep breaths wherever you are. Very nice. Find your way back, warrior two. Straighten the left leg. Turn the left toes in. Turn the right toes out. Place the hands down, bend into the right knee. Place the left knee down and tuck the toes. Walk the right foot toward the left side of your mat. Really flex those right toes. Place the right knee down, trying to parallel that shin to the front of your mat. If that just doesn't happen, you can bring that left knee up to the sole of the right foot. And then try and get your chest out over your shin instead of out over your knee. Nice and long to the crown of the head. You can make little fists with your hands if you would like to release the weight of the head. And just take a few deep breaths. Letting gravity do the work here. Notice all of the sensations in that right hip. Lengthening your breath a little bit more. And feeling what's happening in your hip. A lot of times when we feel this tension and resistance, we try to move away from it in some way. Either by slightly adjusting our body to make it a little easier, or our mind tries to take us somewhere else by thinking out of the now. See if you can become more present in it. Instead of moving away from any of the sensation in the hip, see if you can move into it. Go deeper into it and so far into it to go through it. And then breathe a little deeper. And slowly come up to your hands. Tuck those left toes all the way back. Gently send that right foot up and back. Release that hip. Place the right foot down. Bring that left foot all the way forward. Place the right knee down and tuck the toes. Walk the left foot the right side of the mat. Find your way over to the other side. Whichever variation you had. Make little fists with your hands if you would like to really release the forehead. And then I'm going to leave you here for just a little while to be with your breath. I encourage you to truly be with your breath. Whenever the past or the future starts to come in, see if you can find a little deeper breath and come back into being present, into being right here. Shanti Om. Shanti Om. Shanti Om. Slowly find your way up to your hands. Tuck those right toes all the way back behind you. Send that left foot back and up. Release that hip. One last time. Come into a nice downward facing dog. And then find your way down to your back. Point your heels straight up into the sky. Put a little bend in your knees if you need to. Place the hands down by your hips. Trying to straighten the legs as much as you can. Flex the toes back toward you. Relax your neck and shoulders. And then try and get your tailbone up off the earth. And then try and send your feet even right up above your hips. So just using your deep low core. Keep the low back pressing down into the mat. Reach the heels a little higher. Same deep breaths. Relax the shoulders. And then try to send your feet farther away from you. Down toward the earth. Other way. Use your core. Low back down. Uh-huh. Nice deep breaths. Toes flexing back towards you. Pull the knees into your chest. Do a little roll on your spine if it's alright. And just find that little balance between your tailbone and your sits bones. We're going to come into boat. So you release the knees, shins parallel to the earth. Find that nice little balance. Same deep breaths. Notice if you're collapsing into the low back, try and get the chest a little higher. Straighten the legs as much as you can. Same deep breaths. Take an inhale in. And exhale, we're going to float just an inch above the earth. Long inhales, long exhales. When you just can't do it anymore, place the heels down. Push the heels down, lift the hips up, interlace the fingers underneath you, come into a nice bridge. For Urdhva is in your practice, you can place the hands under your shoulders and press yourself up. We're only going to come up once. So however you would like to release the front of the body. Find those same deep breaths wherever you are. Come up to the balls of the feet as you're ready. Slowly lower down, one vertebra at a time. If you're not inverting today, bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to the side. Bring the right hand to your heart, left hand to your diaphragm. If you would like to invert, bring the knees up into your chest, send your toes up over your head and come into plow. Really release down through the low back. You can stay here, or hands high up on your back, toes up into the sky. Shoulders stand. Just be sure all of the weight is in your shoulders and elbows, not in your neck. Deep breaths. Feeling the nervous system resetting itself. Suddenly everything's upside down. Change of gravity. Change in circulation. So once again exploring, repatterning in the nervous system. As you're ready, slowly, gently find your way down. Maybe massaging your forehead with your knees. Then rolling down one vertebra at a time. And bring that right knee into your chest. Straighten that left leg out. Pull the right knee over the body with the left hand. Let the right arm come out to the side. And that nice spinal twist. Feel the right hip getting farther and farther away from the shoulders. Same deep breaths. And notice what's happening with the thoughts, what's happening in your body and your nervous system. Trying not to label it in any way, but just noticing it and experiencing it. And even as we slowly come back through center and then pull that left knee in, can you just feel the muscles activating, feel the body twisting as that left leg heads over the body, but trying not to label it, trying to just experience it, to be with it, to breathe with it. Finding presence in it. And using this last moment to wring out any last spaces of tension or resistance. Exploring the body with your focus, with your consciousness. And feel if there are any spaces of tension that are left. And feel them leaving you on an exhale, letting them go. And then ever so slowly, see if you can make it the slowest movement that you've made all day. Start to come back to center and into our final Shavasana. Tucking the shoulder blades underneath you. Once you've made your way there, letting the toes be heavy. If your tongue is connected to the roof of your mouth, release it to feel that clear passage of air. Become aware of any tingling or warmth in your body. And send those spaces a little deeper breath. This tingling and warmth is a reactivation of parts of our nervous system that have been dormant for a little while. So invite in that tingle, that warmth. Let it find a home. Let it find an invitation to repattern our habitual thoughts, our habitual motions, our habitual life. And then become so conscious and so aware of every sensation in your body. Feel every part of you that is making contact with the earth underneath you. Feel those spots in the body heavy, melting and spreading out like candle wax. Feel every cell of your body that's touching the air. And feel them getting lighter, floating. And then find your breath in the balance between these two spaces. And allow yourself this time of being. Notice where your thoughts have taken you. What is your focus right now? What are your thoughts right now? And invite in a nice long breath. Listening to that breath, decide if you would like to stay right here, melting down into the earth, or you can start to activate through the fingers and toes, roll the wrists and ankles, and then listening to your body, decide if you would like to continue to melt onto your mat or turn onto one side. Find your way back to that same comfortable seated position, or just lying on your mat, however you would like to finish your practice, keeping the eyes softly shut, finding those same long inhales and long exhales. Wherever you are, notice if the nervous system is a little calmer, if the breath is coming a little easier, if the thoughts seem just a little bit further apart. And noticing your surroundings, noticing your thoughts and sensations, finding a deeper breath, allowing the now, being present. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together, exhale them down in between the eyes. May your life be filled with enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the mouth. May you always have the patience for enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the heart. May your heart have the healing it requires to live an enlightened life. Namaste. Take your time. There is absolutely no rush. I just want to thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you. As most of you know, these are all donation-based classes. We ask that you honor the suggested $15 donation if you're able, or leave whatever you can so we can continue to give this service to our community and to the world. For those of you that make it here in person, there's a little donation station on your way out. And for those of you at home, there's a donation button on your screen. And I hope that you will continue to take this sense of presence in with you to your day, your week, your month, your life, and it is a brilliant one.